Yeah.
Okay, let's start.
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. This is welcome to the Cassie conversation, and this is the Fabrila, and then I know you are the life coach.
Yes.
And
so I've been doing life coaching for about something like that, 4 or 5 years, and I do emotion management, and I've been doing that for a long time because I was also doing that in my trainings and in my social theater programs. And so I also, in my coaching, I specialize in burnout recovery and emotion management. And in burnout, there's like so many topics that come into play that a lot of those topics, everybody needs to work on them. And so, so when we met, I was kind of like, oh my God, like there's so many things that you experience that a lot of my clients experience, that I've experienced in the past. And so we thought maybe just having those conversations with you could be helpful to everyone.
Definitely. I think that's the reason you like to have this conversation, do this episode with me, and it's definitely meaningful things. So I would say if any people have any problems, they also can directly to message you, or we will share your Instagram information in the below.
Comments.
And then anyone need help, they will find you easily.
And you can also put your questions and your comments, because we can also like pick up questions from anyone and work on that together and see if you have experience or if I have experience around similar issues and how we can help.
To share the questions, to help each other. Definitely. Okay, so we start now. And I know you help a lot of people to solve the problem. So I also have a lot of problems also. For me, I think the biggest problem in my relationship actually. So I feel like I always feel I don't deserve the good man. Every time when I was into the relationship, I feel if I really like that person, before even anything happens yet, I always feel like, okay, he will leave me, he will gone. Doesn't matter he like me today. I don't feel like we're gonna have results or anything long term. So I always get anxiety before anything happens. And then in the end, exactly, it happens what I exactly expected. The guys left. So it's multiple times I have this situation. So it gives me some impression like I don't deserve the good guy. All the guys I'm together with is not the person I actually dream about it. So I feel like that's something.
So it's something that's very common. Actually, we have those two universal fears. And so universal means like everybody has them. Like even the biggest celebrities, the people who look that they have their own life together, they still have those fears. The one is I'm not good enough. And that's what it sounds like. You're afraid that you're not good enough, and that because at some point they might realize that they might leave. And the second one that's tied to the first one is, if I'm not good enough, does it mean that I'm actually worthy of love? And if I'm not worthy of love, then it's a really big problem, because the brain wants us to survive. And back in the day, because we inherit a very old brain. And so back in the day, if we were not lovable, then we would be rejected by society. And so the tribe is what keeps us safe. And so being rejected by society means that if there's a lion or whatever in nature, then no one is there to protect me. And so I am in literal physical danger, and I'm going to die, so I cannot survive. So the brain freaks out. And the brain is constantly looking for, am I going to survive? Like that's the main question of the brain. And looking for threats everywhere. And that's what leads to a lot of anxiety, whether it's eco-anxiety, whether it's like you watch the news, it feeds that part of us that is like, oh my God, maybe there's going to be a war tomorrow. Maybe there's a threat to my survival. And when we're in a relationship, oftentimes that fear pops up and we're like, this is the one place where I want to have confirmation that I am lovable.
Yeah.
But that fear is really present. Is like, what if you're not?
Yeah.
And then it can lead to us self-sabotaging, because then we become so stressed that anytime somebody says something or doesn't say something, like let's say you put an outfit and you think you look really nice, and you're hoping that they're going to say something. If they don't, then the brain is like, see, I told you. He wasn't gonna say anything. He wasn't gonna notice. So if he's not noticing you, does he really love you? And so he's probably gonna leave. Like the brain can jump to conclusion really easily. And when it's our deepest fear, we need to practice like taming that fear.
Taming the fear. Okay.
So being aware of that fear is always going to be there. Okay. It's just that the voice of fear is going to be more or less loud. So one of the things that I do with my clients is that I propose that they name that fear, that they give it a name to that voice. We kind of have like two voices in us, and we all do. And it doesn't mean that we have multiple personalities or anything. It's just in us, there's that voice of all those difficult emotions. So whether it's fear or anger or sadness, and that voice can speak really loudly, depending on how much we fed it in the past and our upbringing, whether it's our family or school, like our entire environment has made that voice more or less strong. So there's some people who grew up in an environment that was like, you can do anything, you're amazing. Then that voice is not very loud. Those people don't come and see me.
For sure.
Because they're fine. Because they can handle that voice whenever it speaks up. It's not very loud, and so they can put it to rest. But the other voice is the voice of safety, of wisdom. And it's like half Yoda, half a cheerleader. Okay, so it's the voice that encourages us, and it's the voice that tells us, you got this, you're gonna be okay, it's gonna work out, we're gonna find solutions, it's basically like an inner coach, always inner there voice for you, and always supporting you, encouraging you. And so we had that more or less in our childhood. And so sometimes that voice is like a whisper. It's like a whisper. Really we can barely hear it. And so we hear that voice really loudly. And the other one, we're like, we don't even know if it's there. And so sometimes when I work with certain people who've experienced violence in their life, or like really traumatizing events, they only hear one voice and they're like, I don't have access to wisdom. Like it's not that I'm trying to choose between the two voices, it's that there's only one voice.
Wow.
And so we just need to identify the voice when we have that thought that pops up of like, oh my God, this person is not like, he just said he loves me, but like, is it still gonna be true tomorrow? And maybe he only loves me if I do this, or if I look like that, or whatever. That's conditional love. That's not real love.
That's ours, always worry about it.
And a lot of the times when we were growing up, we kind of felt like love was conditional.
True.
Because maybe we got a bad grade and a teacher got mad, or a parent got mad or something, and so we got scared that, oh my God, I can only get loved if I get good grades, or if I get this, or if I do this, or if I don't do this, and so we're really scared because if love is conditional, I can't just be myself and be loved.
Exactly.
I need to just like follow their script of what I should look like, what I should do in order to be lovable. And then we go into a people pleaser situation. But then we're denying who we are. We're not sharing who we are because we're always trying to fit what we think they want us to be.
Okay.
And it becomes really confusing because then there's that voice of wisdom that's like, but maybe that's not who you are. Maybe wearing the clothes that your boyfriend really likes, maybe that's not who you are. Maybe that doesn't correspond to what you want to wear.
Really.
And so do you really want to continue to be with him and therefore deny that part of you that wants to wear something else? Or do you want him to continue to love you, in which case you continue to wear what he wants you to wear?
Exactly. I see.
And I'm talking about clothes, but it could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be like, oh, maybe if I tell him that I don't want to go see this movie, or that I don't want to go do this activity or something, maybe he's going to be like, oh, I don't know if we should be together.
Yeah.
You know? And it's an accumulation of little things like that where we actually do not give who we are to the other.
Yeah.
That leads to us questioning ourselves even more and being like, well, okay, when I disguise myself as this person,
yes,
I'm loved. Which is actually saying and reinforcing I'm not lovable.
Yes.
As I am. As the true person I am. So I can't be honest with the people around me. I can't tell them what's wrong in my life. I can't tell them what's right in my life. There's like a lot in my life that I cannot share in deep honesty.
Okay.
And that's really scary because it feeds that voice that's like, no, people are gonna run away from you.
Yes.
If you tell them what's going on. And so it just keeps repeating that because eventually the people that we hang out with or the people that we partner up with, there's a moment where, because we're so stressed and because we're trying to always be who we think they want us to be, but we're not who we actually are. There's moments where we kind of explode because we're so tired of wearing a mask. So that can lead to a lot of tension.
Yes.
And there's also moments where we can actually just be like avoiding conflict.
Yes.
To the point where we don't speak our truth. And it can really become a problem. For the relationship, because then if we can't be honest with the other person, then subconsciously we're kind of like welcoming dishonesty, and kind of expecting expecting the other person to also do the same. So we're expecting the other person to abandon themselves, in order to fit what we want, because that's what we're doing. So we think maybe it's not just me who needs to be doing that, but also they should be doing that as well. And so it can lead, like, it can become bigger and bigger, that problem. So one of the things that I do with my clients is to give it a name to that voice, and give a name to the other voice. So it can be any name. Some people give it a random name, like a person's name. Some people give it like a character's name, like the Hulk or Cruella or whatever, you know? It can be anything. Just to be able to identify when the thought comes in, to be like, okay, that voice that's speaking right now, who does it belong to? Is it here or there? And and once we've identified, oh, I know. So for me, that voice, I named her Graziella. Okay. It was a name that I heard at some point, and I was like, oh my God, that is like exactly what I imagine her name to be. And that voice is probably like, I'm probably reaching the point where she's gonna need to change name.
Yes.
Because that can happen, and that's fine. True. But I know when she's talking. And then I can identify, oh, Graziella is waking up, and she's talking, and she's very loud. Okay. And then that helps me kind of take a step back. Because our thoughts are just thoughts.
Okay.
And we can let go.
Observation.
Yeah, we can just observe the thought and be like, okay, it's there. I see it. I don't need to believe that thought.
Yeah.
And so there's some like cognitive restructuring that we can do to like question the thought and be like, okay, is that thought even true? You know, things like that. But it's also just learning what Graziella says, because Graziella always says the same thing. Like it's like a CD, like an old CD that was put into a CD player 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I say 100 years ago because we also internalize our parents' traumas and all that, and so their voice, like our voice, is also their voice, like what we heard growing up, and also sometimes what our grandparents told us. So and intergenerational trauma and all that. So it can literally be 100 years ago, but it's also like just like 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago. And we, by learning all the songs, by learning to recognize all the songs on that CD, we can then, when the song starts playing, be like, oh, it's that song, that same song over and over again. Okay? And then it's only once we've identified it that we can start scratching that CD and be like, okay, I'm done with that thought. Okay? Which doesn't mean it's not going to pop up. Okay, but it's just when it pops up, I can be like, yeah, but I can let you go. Okay, I know you're there. I know there's like that conclusion that I came to when I was a child, which was, I'm not good enough. Like, I should not be, I need to be like this in order to be loved. I see you, but I don't believe that anymore. Okay. And we can practice a new thought. By listening to the other voice